Hey guys, welcome back. This is going to be a collective reading. I felt drawn to read for all that may be drawn to this message. The song that I woke up with in my head this morning was Chris Stapleton's Starting Over. So that song might be a significant symbol for you, and or you may really enjoy the song, but essentially it's about exactly what it sounds like, starting over, right? So I just felt that there was a lot of people kind of going through same or similar emotional patterns right now. And so I felt that a lot of you, regardless of your zodiac sign, would likely connect with this. So we're going to get started and see what we get out. Overall energies are the Three of Swords, the Page of Cups in the reverse, the Page of Swords, the Two of Wands, Judgment, and the Six of Wands. And I actually feel like the cards are coming out in pairs, and so I may have three different groups of you here, and or three different situations that you might be dealing with right now. I feel like for a lot of you are going through, the loss of a friendship or a relationship, and that may be heavily coming up in the energy right now. I do feel like there's also in a situation where there's gossip going on and or things going on behind the scenes, if nothing else. But I do feel for the most part the energy is moving forward and away from that. And where it's headed is into Judgment and the Six of Wands, which is talking about letting go of the past and recognizing yourself for how far you've come. And we are getting ready to go into a conjunction, and then of course the New Year's. So to me, this energy makes sense in that a lot of people use the New Year's energy as a way to kind of call in the new and set intentions for what they want, and set goals for themselves, etc. Now, whether we stick to those goals to be determined, right? But a lot of people do try to start off the year in that energy. So yeah, I just feel like there's a lot of past issues resurfacing or emotions resurfacing, and I think it's also because there's a purge coming up in the energy, right? So and I keep getting the word purge, so it might be good to purge some of those emotions so that you can truly start off fresh, as opposed to just reading between the lines and staying in your own zone, but at the same time not really getting answers or not getting closure on something. So I feel like really there's a strong pull from source to push past this energy and really truly release it so that you can have success, so that you can get the recognition that you deserve. And it's also about letting insecurities go with the new moon that was in Sagittarius yesterday, followed by the solar eclipse. So it's a lot about releasing insecurities in the way of releasing the need for a person to respond in a particular way, releasing the need to hold yourself back from acting or saying things that you feel compelled to do or say for fear of the response. I heard response rate or repercussions of some sort, and it's just like, whatever the response or repercussions are, then that is what it is, and you'll just accept it for what it is. But it needs to be purged is what I'm feeling. So I feel a lot of that in the energy coming up to be looked at for the collective. And if this isn't, something you've been suppressing, then this could just be, the need to kind of let bygones be bygones for maybe goals that you didn't keep. Maybe you set some goals for yourself in 2020 and you didn't even get started on them before the world turned upside down. So this could be a resetting energy, letting go of any guilt or feeling like you could have or should have done something different with your 2020, and just understanding that, you did the best that you could with what you were given, and being at peace with that, truly being at peace with that, so that you can, move forward into this fresh energy, right? So let's see where this is headed. And I'm actually going to keep the cards out in 3 different sectors, because again, I feel like that is kind of what I'm being drawn to do. But let's get one law of attraction card before you get really into it. It says, oh my gosh, I could not make this up. Seeking approval of others hinders my joy. That is exactly what I was just talking about with the insecurity. Seeking approval or needing someone's approval hinders your own joy. It hinders you being able to really place your perspective where it counts. And where it counts is not on how other people view or see you. It's how you view and see yourself, and therefore how you feel about yourself, and therefore how you feel about others. But it cannot be about, you know, appeasing others, or, you know, trying to adapt or mold or change yourself to get approval from others. And I feel like this is really what's needing to be purged. Now, for some of you, this will relate to a very specific situation, but I think in general, just across the board, this is the energy that I've been feeling that needs to be purged. And I actually did a video on my Facebook about this last night that you can check out, Tarot Time with Dana. It's also linked in the description box, about insecurity and where does insecurities come from, and what is it showing you about yourself and where you're at vibrationally, right? So there's also a bird in a cage here, and I have a song coming through, like a rat in a cage, something something rage. Oh, I haven't heard that song in a while. Smashing Pumpkins. That's the song. I honestly can't remember all the words to that. Yeah, it's like wanting to be out of the cage, you know what I'm saying? And really the only cage that this is referring to is the illusionary restrictions that we place on ourselves because we want to feel appropriate for other people, right? We want to feel like we are, you know, behaving appropriately for others, which, don't get me wrong, you know, we don't want to be in full fits of rage or acting out like a child. There needs to be a fine balance, but it's also like a lot of those restrictions are based on fear and fear of, you know, what other people will think. And those types of restrictions need to go to the wayside, because it matters not about their perception of you. It only matters your perception of yourself, like I said earlier. So that's kind of the overall energy that I was already feeling. So I'm glad that we got a clarifier there. And now we're gonna get more specific with these 3 situations that we have going on here. And, you know, now that I look down at the cards, this makes sense to me as to this progress in front of the gossip, right? Because this is also representing other people's perspective, and this is pushing past that. So I feel like, again, that's a very important energy for a lot of you. So let's see. Ooh, that one got a lot. What's this one over here? Despite all my rage, I am still just a rat in a cage. Someone once said, what was lost can never be saved. You know, that song is kind of fitting for 2020. Now that I think about it. So over here, for those of you in this group, and you may be in all of the groups, FYI, I do feel that most of you are going to connect to all of this. You know, there is something stemming from a heartache or a missed connection, or not being able to revitalize or heal a connection, right? With a specific person, okay? I feel like there's new passion coming in regards to that situation, and it's really, the energy is encouraging you to place your focus in the home area, into things that you can control, into the practical, as opposed to getting, you know, upset over what you can't control and then getting yourself into a rage, right? Because now that song is playing really loud in my head. So it's almost like allow See, now rage can be fueled in a healthy way, believe it or not. It can help to promote creativity within you. It can push you to have more willpower to achieve goals, you know, and to really tap into that type of vibe. I mean, think about that song in general. What mood do you think the singer was in when he wrote that song? And yet it's a terrific song and did very, very well, right? Made him famous. So it's like, you know, fuel that rage, if that's what you're feeling for some of you, into a more passionate and intense creative energy, right? Because if you let it go too far to the left, then you kind of trap yourself with your actions, and there might be long-lasting consequences because of that. At the same time, I feel like it's time to express, it's time to communicate with the Eight of Wands. Some of you really, really want to make peace with this person or situation because you really want to move past it or have some sort of conversation about it. And I feel like the doors of opportunity for that is opening right now, okay? I know that the conjunction is not like the portal that was on 8-8, but it almost feels like a portal is opening up here, or at least that's what they're showing me. So it's like a door of opportunity to really lay some things to rest and get your passion back in your life and focus where the focus counts, and, you know, express yourself in whatever way you need to express yourself, whether that's a direct conversation or channeling it through music, you know. But I feel like it needs to be direct, because the problem is all of this passive aggressive energy that I feel most are moving past and out and away from, right? So I feel like, you know, the innuendos and the reading between the lines and the, you know, for some of you, like online activity, it's just not, it's not enough to truly close the door on anything. It's just keeping you stuck, or this person stuck in this Three of Swords, you know, not able to budge the energy type of vibe. So it's like, this needs to be direct. And for some of you, you may be getting direct communication and just kind of laying it out, you know, and emotionally expressing yourself, or at least that's what you're being guided to. And then this kind of calms the waters and brings about a lot of satisfaction, okay? So even, like I said, even if it's not a direct conversation, it needs to be, I guess, blunt enough to where there's no mistaken, right? So, you know, maybe it's not like sitting across from someone and having a dialogue, although I think, you know, for maturity purposes, that's always the best way to go about things so that you can hear each other out. But if that's not possible, you know, or you don't have that type of connection, then, you know, let the message be direct, email, text, whatever. Some of you are going to send a song to someone here, and or they may be sending a song or songs to you. But I just feel like there's an immense amount of success to be had in regards to the situation, and it comes from like almost being rewarded from spirit by being emotionally strong enough to genuinely express. So it's almost like, you know, getting a pat on the back, so to speak, from universe to say, okay, finally, now we can get out of the cage. Now we can really feel free and to go about other things, focus elsewhere, you know, not fixate anymore on this, because this has been a fixation, I feel, for the majority of 2020 for a lot of you. And then it allows you to go into the second group. Now, you can be in all three of these, but I actually feel like this is one succinct story, but take it as it resonates. This will allow now some of you to move past this energy, right? To have progress in the right direction, right? And looky here, it's after communication and action, the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Wands, you know? So it's like after the communication and the action is taken, then there's progress, and things come to a full closure here with the Death and Rebirth card. So that new energy can come in with the sun. I mean, I don't know how much clearer that could be. You know, the ending of a cycle and then the beginning of a new era, right? Because I feel like it's almost like it takes a lot of strength, you know, to put ego aside, or to get out of the insecurities that have been really weighing a lot of us down, not just in the Sagittarius energy, but you know, up and down. We've had a lot of up and down cycles within 2020 as a collective. But I feel like there is a caution here not to get over involved into the ego. So it's like things come to a close. There's new energy that comes in after action and communication, and then feeling stronger than ever, but then ready to go to battle again. So don't go right back into this energy, okay? And that could be you or the person that you're dealing with. But it's like, you know, enough with the battle scars, right? I feel it's just perpetuating more and more divide and conflict. So it's best to, like I said, be direct, move past it, let it close out, and don't engage in back and forth, right? Because some of you are really getting sucked into that energy of allowing yourself to go back and forth with someone or with a situation, and therefore not really getting anything solved. It's like needing to relinquish the need to defend yourself, the need to defend your name, the need to care about the approval of other people or a certain person, you know, because it's hindering your ability to be happy with where you're at right now. And if we go to the overall the song I woke up with in my mind, it was about starting over. So it's like, I feel that energy is really intense right now for a large majority of us. This just desire to just start over, right? And it don't really matter how or when or why. It's just time, you know. And then we go into letting go of the past, oops, and getting some sort of recognition here. My cards fell on the floor, oops. And then over that, I feel like don't drop the ball. I keep dropping the cards, right? So don't drop the ball on this by getting overly defensive or, again, feeling the need to battle. All right, so that's like a caution for some of you. Some of you are not going to get to this next level because you're going to take a step forward and then you're going to go right backwards. And that's where your free will comes in, all right? And you have the ability to choose, you know, and Source does not step in to make choices for you, because you're here to choose for yourself and create your own reality. So it's just kind of a warning. But for the majority of you, I think you really are going to let go, make a decision to let go of the past, and then in comes recognition and feeling successful. Your ship's coming in, you know, quite literally with the Three of Wands. So if you remember, the Two of Wands was right here in the middle pile, and then now in the third pile, we have the Three of Wands and the Empress, really harvesting what's yours. This is manifestation. This is abundance. This is, you know, things coming to fruition for you in a big way. Your ship's coming in. You know what I'm saying? Things that you've prayed for, things that you've asked for. It's like once you remove the emotional blockage that I spoke about, then it just comes rushing in, you know, like a wave of goodness, of good feeling emotion, you know, feeling like I can start over, you know, and just getting that immediate release, that immediate relief, and allowing yourself to feel that joy, and to truly let it come in and have doors of opportunity open for you and have your creativity on fire. I almost said on fleek, but you know what I mean, right? So yes, that's the primary message that I have for the collective. And I cannot tell you the last time I did a collective reading. I bet it was, well, I shouldn't say that. Now on my Facebook, I do guided collective messages without any cards. I just go straight from my guides out my mouth. But for my tarot page, I have not done a tarot collective reading since earlier this year. So trust me when I say I felt really called to do this today, and that I think like a lot of people are on the verge here of starting over. And so if this touched you and you got a message out of it and it resonated, please do let me know in the comments down below. Of course, I love to hear from you guys. Also, don't forget to give me a like, share, and subscribe. Like I said, check me out on Facebook and Instagram for more fun stuff. Tarot Time with Dana. Link down in the description box below as well. And I'm wishing you the very best. Until next time, my friends. Namaste.